Okay, so I want to talk a bit about your competitors because I was reading an article where you were saying most of your rivals will probably be extinct. I think you said maybe in like a year or so. And I want to hear your thoughts on that because that's a nice, bold statement.
I mean, the reality of it is we've been doing this for almost 10 years now. And as I've mentioned, we've invested substantially in infrastructure, in liquor licensing, in technology, in the right people to run the operation, because I think companies like Amazon have shown that they've built the best global supply chain in the world, whether it's trains, planes, automobiles, et cetera. The movement of goods across city and state lines, they've done better than anybody. This idea of last mile delivery or instant delivery has been an enigma, I think, over the last few decades as consumer behavior has shifted. And so I say all that to say that in order to be successful in this category, the material investment that we've made in those things, infrastructure, technology, people, was key for the business model to work. And we spent the first 3 years, to the credit of our founders, making sure we nailed the business model before pouring gasoline on it and scaling it, right? What we saw in the last 2 or 3 years was the inverse approach to that, which was one of the outcomes of, I think, the frothy funding environment that we've experienced over the last 8 to 10 years. One of the largest bull markets I think we've ever seen. You can pluck money off trees. And when you can do that, the need to find a path to profitability early is not there, because you can raise a ton of money, you can subsidize your acquisition costs for consumers, and you can scale very quickly. That was not the approach that we took. So we were very deep in making sure that this model was scalable before we expanded it. And unfortunately, I think because of the environment at the time, a lot of the folks that came into this instant commerce space, they weren't as invested in building the infrastructure to have a scalable model, rather land grab and kind of the fastest path to customers was, I think, the mindset that we saw. That would have gone on a lot longer had the macroeconomic environment not shifted. And I think with capital resources drying up as quickly as they did, it exposed a number of companies, not just in our category, by the way, but in every category, at the early stage. And those who didn't have sustainable models in place that were ready to scale and weather the storm are the ones that are suffering. And we saw this coming because we had just done it for so long. And we knew that the way that these businesses were being operated, they just weren't structurally sound. And so the chicken come home to roost at some point. The market just drove that, I think, to be faster than we expected.
Hey, thanks for watching. This segment was made possible by our friends at Salesforce Commerce Cloud. If you're looking for the #1 platform for all your commerce needs, go check out salesforce.com/commerce. And don't forget to subscribe below and tap that little bell icon so you can stay on top of all the amazing new segments and full episodes that we'll be putting out over the coming year with some of the best and most influential commerce leaders out there.